As a manager, your success is highly dependent on your team's ability and willingness to get things done. But what do you do in case an employee or possibly your entire team is just not performing? Well, assuming that people have all the skills and resources needed, it might be worth assessing motivation levels and taking deliberate action to propel your team's motivation and engagement to the next level. In this video, we are going to explore 5 scientifically proven ways how to do so. Hello and a very warm welcome to the channel. My name is Sabine Renner. I'm an organizational psychologist, leadership and personal development coach and trainer, and researcher in the field of positive psychology. On this channel, you will find proven and actionable tips, tools and strategies to empower aspiring leaders to take the lead and succeed at work and beyond. Do you know what truly motivates the people around you at work? Here's a hint. Science tells us that it is very likely not money. Now, while there is no one-size-fits-all motivation formula that we could simply apply to any employee in any given situation, there are, however, a couple of scientifically proven ways to increase motivation that we can use as a reliable starting point. Let's look into this for a moment. Since decades, Gallup Institute has been at the forefront of analyzing employee engagement and motivation levels. And throughout many research studies, researchers have not only shown that high employee engagement levels are positively correlated with business outcomes such as profitability and productivity, they also found 12 so-called engagement conditions, which means that they were able to determine what kind of conditions lead to favorable engagement levels. And here's the best. Those 12 engagement conditions provide us with valuable insights on what we as managers can do to enhance engagement levels within our team. Now, let's have a quick look at these 12 conditions, which are summarized in the so-called Q12 statements, which are used to measure people's engagement level on a scale from 1, strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. Meaning that the higher the average score, the higher the engagement level and consequently, most typically, the performance. Let's zoom into some of these statements and derive actionable advice about what we as managers can do to increase our team's motivation and engagement levels. Let's start with statement number 1. I know what is expected of me at work. Now, I know this idea of setting clear expectations sounds so basic. However, it goes far beyond just telling people what to do. We should not only make sure that our people have clarity with regard to the task at hand and the requirements to fulfill it successfully. We should also provide context and explain how individual tasks and goals relate to the bigger picture and how the work of somebody contributes to the success of the team and the organization. So let's ensure that there's clarity not only on the task, but also on the why. Next one, statement number 3. At work, I had the opportunity to do what I do best every day. Now, one of the most effective strategies for managers is giving their team members regular, recurring opportunities to apply the best of their strengths, skills, and knowledge. That means that we become kind of strength spotters, somebody who carefully observes what people do and what strengths they bring to the task. Now, when it comes to the idea of strengths, I would like to encourage you to really take a close look. What are the strengths that people really enjoy engaging in? And what is a learned behavior or a learned skill? Something that people can and most likely will do well, however, without necessarily enjoying it. Ideally, you want to offer opportunities that allow people to engage in tasks where they have a strength, but that they also enjoy tapping into. So become a strength spotter and link tasks to strengths. Now, building on this, let's look into statements number 6, 11, and 12, which are: there is someone at work who encourages my development. This last year I had the opportunity at work to learn and grow. And in the last 6 months, someone at work has talked to me about my progress. Here's the bad news. According to Gallup, the lack of development and career growth is the #1 reason employees leave a job. Now, the good news is that there is something that we as managers can do about it. Now, you may think, but wait a minute, Sabine, I just don't have the resources to send somebody to an expensive training or to a coaching program, nor is there a free position available to promote somebody to the next level within my team. And I can so much agree and relate. Out of my own experience, I know that resources are oftentimes limited. But what if we take a somewhat different perspective? Developing somebody doesn't necessarily mean that we have to send somebody to a training, to a coaching, or promote him or her directly to the next level. Actually, the far majority of an individual's development should happen anyway, on the job, and not in the classroom. It can also mean offering interesting opportunities to get exposure to new tasks, to expand responsibilities, and to learn from and with others, and to then offer regular feedback, coaching, and mentoring along the way. So instead of thinking about one-time events such as a training and promotion, let's create long-term customized development journeys that help people build on their strengths and address their development areas. And let's be of support along the way. Next statement. In the last 7 days, I have received recognition or praise for doing good work. This one is so simple, but it oftentimes gets forgotten in the overall day-to-day busyness of our work lives. This brings in the idea of positive, reinforcing feedback, to take the time to recognize people for their performance and to outline how their contribution helps to make a difference. So let's say thank you much more regularly and link it to a specific action and the positive effect it has. And you'll see the positive returns will come in very quickly. And here's the last one, statement number 5. My supervisor or someone at work seems to care about me as a person. Employees need to know that they are much more than just a resource. They are, first of all, a human being with individual needs and aspirations. And yes, while they are paid to fulfill their roles and responsibilities, their life is also happening along the way. Knowing your people's needs, concerns, wishes, aspirations, as well as circumstances can help us in supporting them. Where are they right now? What do they need to perform well? And how can we link the achievement of organizational goals with their professional or personal development goals? What hurdles do they face and what could be done to overcome them? And this, from my point of view, is so important. Our work is not isolated from the rest of what is happening in our life. And whatever is happening in these other areas can have a huge effect on our ability and motivation to perform. Think about it. Imagine you experience a challenging situation in your personal life. Maybe a relationship ended, or somebody in your inner circle got sick, or maybe you even lost a dear one. Maybe your spouse lost his or her job, putting the family in financial distress. We've probably all been there in one way or the other, and probably know out of our own experience that it can be so hard to be motivated when you feel that your entire life has been put upside down and we're kind of moving into survival mode. And then it is really not so much about the next development opportunity and understanding the why of a particular task and seeking the next promotion. It much more comes down to knowing that people care and are there for you to support you. Now, what does that mean for us as a manager? It means to have regular conversations with your team members that will help you better understand where they are and what you can do to support them. Now, have a look at this video for further insights on how to run effective one-on-one conversations. This one will be super helpful to tick the box on this idea. Curious to learn more proven actionable tips, tools, and strategies that will help you and your team succeed? Well then, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.